Jaidi, Chief Election Commissioner of India, Sri Achal Kumar Jyoti, Election Commissioner of India, O.P. Rawat, Election Commissioner of India, Sri Umesh Sinha, Deputy Election Commissioner, distinguished political leaders, former election commissioners, invitees, ladies and gentlemen. Just one day before the Republic Day celebration, observation of the electoral day, to my mind, has a significance. It is not only the formal establishment of the Election Commission, but also when we adopted our Constitution on 24th November 1949, after a detailed exercise for almost 3 years, the Constitution which we adopted was given to us by the people of India. It was neither British Parliament nor the decree of any sovereign, but the people of India in the Constituent Assembly on that day gave to themselves, adopted, enacted. And this is the first instrument of governance. After 190 years of the colonial rule, because all the laws were enacted under the authority of the British government, people of India had hardly any say. Therefore, I do feel it is significant that on 25th January we celebrate the Voters' Day. I had the privilege of addressing your functions before this 7th National Voters' Day, and I shared my perception with you on the previous occasion also. I would like to congratulate the election commissions, starting from Dr. Sukumar Sen, who was the first election commissioner of India, to Dr. S.M. Jaidi and all 2 others election commissioners who have made unique contribution in strengthening the most important democratic process and strengthening the bedrock of democracy by making constant efforts to make election as perfect as could be. I remember, of course, I was not the voter in the first election, but as a young boy I was very enthusiastic to canvass, vote for this slogan. And in the newspaper later, I read 3 very interesting stories which I am going to narrate and which is still in my mind. In some part of the country, one voter took the voter slip, kept it in his pocket, came out, and on the nearest tree, he put his ballot paper because he was the supporter of a political party whose symbol was banyan tree. Another voter, they happened in different parts, newspapers compiled these stories. Another voter, he came back his home with the ballot paper and put the ballot on a pair of bullocks, which was the symbol of Indian National Congress at that point of time. And the third one, who did so and put the ballot paper on the roof of his thatched house, that was also a symbol of a political party. Because in first election it was a very difficult choice for the election commissioner to determine the reserved symbol for the political parties. So, most of the political parties who claimed and registered, because there was no precedent that which party got what strength. 1946 elections, general elections took place, but that is according to the Act of 1935, not by constitutional provisions. From that day, every election commission, and I congratulate all of them, they worked hard, brought ingenuity, and attempted to reach the perfections. They did not allow the complacency to grow. And what enormous job is to be done by them. In 1952, the total number of population of India was 361 million. So everybody thought to conduct elections of 361 million people is a huge task. And congratulations to the Election Commission who conducted the election of 834 million people in 2014 Lok Sabha elections, with 66.0% of the voters casting their votes. Not 10%, 15%, even 40%. More than two-thirds of the voters cast their vote. Of course, Indian voters, I must congratulate them. On occasions, they have exercised their right and shown utmost maturity. And it is credit to them when they thought that for 30 years, various coalition experiments were going on. Sometimes these coalition governments became the victim of fragile caprices and opportunistic alliances. After 30 years, Indian electorate decided from Cape Comorin to Himachal by giving its verdict clearly in favor of a particular party. 1984, it was done last time, and thereafter, after 30 years in 2014, it has been done. The short point which I am trying to drive at, that Indian electorate have the maturity and they can rise to the occasion, provided they are provided with the adequate infrastructures, facilities and helping hand which the Election Commission is doing, and they deserve our unflinching support and congratulations for the marvelous job they are doing. I do believe in political circles there are talks about simultaneous election. If the political parties arrive at a consensus to make the necessary amendments in the Constitution, and if the initiative is taken by the Election Commission, as they have earned the reputation of impartiality and ingenuity they have, which they have displayed over the years, and with what instruments they work. They don't have any administrative machinery except a couple of officers in the Chief Election Commissioner's office. They don't have a huge bureaucracy. They use the same bureaucracy, the civil administrative structures. Sometimes they get cooperations from the teachers and others, but with them, by training, developing aptitude and attitude. They do such a wonderful job. So I do believe if political parties seriously agree on this issue with the help of the Election Commission, rather under the aegis of Election Commission, it may be possible. Because it can remove a lot of inconvenience, both in terms of expenditure and also in terms of management. But so far management is concerned, I have seen the Election Commission's job in one election. Perhaps it was in 1999. The Lok Sabha election was held in an extremely adverse climatic conditions. As a political campaigner of my party, I had to move from place to place in boats on the countryside because it was heavy rains during the rainy season. Perhaps in the month of late September or October, the election was held. Because the House dissolved, and within 6 months the House must meet. 180 days were available to Election Commissioner, and within that they very skillfully conducted the election. Umpteen number of examples could be shown. Therefore, on this Voters' Day particularly, I will be too happy. The type of motivation which they are trying to bring among the young voters, even among those who are standing in the queue, within a couple of years they will be voters. And they will have the equal responsibility with their elders. The exhibition which I saw from all parts of India, significance, importance of voting, casting your votes, which is the most fundamental political right, and for which people had to fight. In many areas, people are still fighting. And to prevent the aberration of this electoral exercise, from beginning of the process to the end of the process, by counting votes and declaring results, every phase it requires a totally competent, independent organization, which I am grateful Indian Election Commission has provided, which has been acclaimed and appreciated all over the world. A large number of delegations from different parts of the world, different countries, present here, and on a large number of occasions, their expertise are sought by the countries which are holding election, speak of their acceptability and competence. On Voters' Day, I congratulate them, wish them all success, and I am confident that we can live in peace so long Election Commission maintains its standard which it has evolved itself and goes on improving it to ensure that the people truly exercise their democratic right, and the pride which we feel does not remain in word but become the practice, that we are largest functional democracy in the world. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.